Check out these battle beasts, man.
Yeah, I think his arm pops off for some reason.
Unbelievable. You never find these.
Find the other pieces.
There's the leader.
No, sorry. This key has to go with this guy, so you
And I forgot to take a photo when I
If you remove the battery compartment, that's where a glue stick should go.
Oh, wow,
And
I get it.
in front of the head, that is where, for example, the sticky note type paper would go.
Oh, I see this.
That's really cool. Stationary robot.
Your love is very expensive.
I'll be back.
You finish this, let's hear the bunny. Okay.
Sometimes you do very, very well.
So you're gonna get a couple dinosaurs, LabMonkey? They're really cool. Dinobots.
I will say sometimes
Yeah, totally.
like, I really want to put like $50 in my winter jackets. And I
Oh, see, he is into it now. I told you. Only took you a couple.
You realize I have to roll you for this jacket, right? Ah, he's got a nice smile. I'll let him be. Rolling.
Oh, you just knocked everything.
And, you know, we can't even get the episode started without knocking the table out of frame.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
So,
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
yes, we went to the Transformer convention.
Which is unusual for us.
Yeah. I don't collect Transformers.
I do.
You do.
I have all the ones I want, though.
Yeah. But it was your friend that was at the show even said, "This isn't a toy show. This is a Transformer show."
Yeah.
And I realized at that moment that I was at the wrong show.
Yeah, but you've got some good stuff. There's robots, there's
Yeah,
Japanese Bandai, there's all sorts of Shoguns, there's really fun GoBots and cool stuff that
there
you
was
would like.
There was some other stuff, yeah. And the way that they do it is that the vendors all have to have at least 75 to 80% Transformers, and then some of them were 100% Transformers, and then some of them started having like little GoBots. There were some My Little Ponies kind of in there.
Do Popples fall under the category of a Transformer? Because it looks like a football, and then you push out the plushie, and it's a little...
I didn't see any there.
No.
That would have been good.
We should do a table and just have a bunch of crap on it that aren't Transformers, and then
things that transform.
And then they transform, yeah. And you're like,
yeah.
See, they are Transformers. The Mysterion!
So, what'd you get?
I got some great stuff. So, I got a quick story. When I was a kid, there was another kid in my school who claimed that he bought this very robot from a Polish store.
Oh, this story. I love this story.
Yeah, and that it was inaccessible to anyone who wasn't Polish, basically.
Right.
And I was walking down the street,
making it way more rare than it actually
was. And it was just a Chinatown bootleg, because I was walking through Chinatown and I found it. I think it was in grade 6, and then I found it and I thrown it away years back, and it was always at my mom's. It always just sat on my desk at my mom's, and I never really knew what it was called or what it was, but I found one at the toy show, and then I looked it up and I found out it's known as a converter.
Oh, converter, yeah.
It's converters, and this is Orgus tank converter. Now, the thing about him is that this is not a knockoff. I always thought it was a knockoff. What it was is the company took the word converter and then went and licensed as many Japanese robots as they could to package, and this included GameBots that Hasbro didn't have, but it also did have the Valkyrie, which was Jetfire from Skyfire from the Transformers line. They're the same name, same character. But this is some sort of an anime character. I think he's from Robotech, and this was one of the figures that I couldn't access because I wasn't Polish.
Which turned out to be completely false.
Which is completely false.
So you showed up to school with it?
I came to school with the other one. No, this is the second one.
Oh, I see.
The other one had a thing that flipped open and you could put a guy inside.
Right, so this was a little bit different.
This is one of them. I ended up getting 2, so I could up my friend.
Right.
And then he was like, "Oh, they're not cool anyway." And I was like, whatever, they're pretty awesome. But he transforms into a really stupid vehicle. I wouldn't even say it's a transformation. It's just sort of like, I don't want to damage him because he's so fragile. Like, look at that. It's almost like model train plastic they've made it out of.
It looks fragile.
Very fragile. And he survived. I mean, there's not a single crack on him.
Is he missing a gun, or he just
No, he only has one gun. He has one gun. That's it. He's asymmetrical. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's a cool figure. So that was the first piece I got. And the guys there saying, oh yeah, these things, they could be worth up to $300 or $400. And I'm looking at him going, dude, first of all, you don't have a price on your toy. It's your table. Price your shit. Yeah. Secondly, let me show you what this is. So I find it for him on the internet. And he's like, yeah, you see one's listed on eBay for like $75. I'm like, well, yeah, it's in box.
Yeah, perfect shape.
And perfect shape. This is like a beater, dude. $15. Take it or leave it. And he's like, fine. So.
I walked by right when that was
right, $15. So that was purchase number 1.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Cool. So what'd you get?
So I didn't find a lot of stuff, but I did find one robot. I got this little guy. This is Psykill.
Yeah.
But this is from GoBots.
But that's a knockoff Psykill, I think.
No, it's not. No,
really?
It's not.
He's blue.
Yeah. Well, the blue is actually the chrome coming off.
Come on.
So he's not supposed to be blue at all.
Right. He's white and silver. But
chrome.
No, that's not Psykill. He's supposed to be white, bro.
Hold on. Trust me, I did a little bit of research.
I've been silenced, friends.
So Psykill was so when GoBots was starting, Tonka does GoBots, right? And so they did the same sort of thing as this company. They went to Japan, grabbed a whole bunch of robots, pulled them into their GoBots line.
Yeah.
And this guy used to be called Bike Robo.
Yeah, Bike Robo.
And he was a hero, and that's why he was in that white, red, and blue. And then when they took him over to the GoBots line, they turned him into an evil leader. A villain, yeah. And then later on in the line, at first he came out in those colors.
Right.
And it was weird that I always thought it was weird that he was in these hero colors, but he was a villain. Like he's in
gray and white.
Red, white, and blue.
Sure.
Yeah. And the gray was supposed to be chrome, like one or the other.
Right.
Yeah. And so then later on, I think a couple years later, they came out with this version. This is like the black version or the
That's
dark
cool.
version.
I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, and this is basically the same character, but they have him in cool evil colors. You know, I think it's cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was only $8. I got home and I was like, oh, this guy looks like he's a motorbike, because I don't really know much.
You're missing the wheel, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to get to.
Yeah.
Because I brought him home and I was like, oh, now I know why he's $8. Because I went to transform him and it's like, there's no wheels. And it's missing the engine block, which goes down here. So
we'll find them.
It's full chrome and it goes on.
That's cool.
But he goes for $100 if he's all complete.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember you couldn't give these away.
Yeah. Now they're more
Robo-cycle.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I got an actual Transformer, and it's rare that I find a Transformer that I want, because I got all the ones I want. I'm very specific with the Transformers that I get.
Just G1 stuff?
Well, it can kind of bleed into G2. Hot Rod and Rodimus Prime, I love them, but they have nothing to do with G1. Well, they are G1 characters, but they're not from the first series from the cartoon.
I see that.
So in the movie, Optimus Prime dies and gets replaced by Rodimus Prime, and Starscream kills Megatron because he wants to usurp his power, but Megatron is rebuilt as Galvatron, and now they're at war with sort of each other.
Right.
There's like a sort of splinter Decepticon group, and then Galvatron is trying to get them as well.
Right.
And I never had Galvatron, and I got one, and they're really, really big and plasticky and clunky and cool. They don't have any metal parts. I mean, there's some metal holding them together, but it's not like the Diaclones. He's missing his, like, the laser cannon, but to get him with the laser cannon would be like maybe $100, and I think I paid $30 for this.
That's pretty good.
And he still works. I don't have batteries in him, but he does work. You push the button and he lights up.
And stuff,
no, he just makes beep, stupid 80s toy noises that you can imagine are lasers.
Cool.
But he transforms into a gun or something like that, and you put the blaster on him, and he has a tail.
What's the tail for? Well, that's the trigger of the gun.
That's the trigger of the gun. But it's Galvatron, and he came out in '86, and I would have been a bit too old for these, but I did secretly like them. I just never bought them.
Right.
You know those times.
Yeah, I know those times.
The dark ages.
Yeah. When he gets taller too.
He grows up. It's grow up Galvatron. You learn all about puberty.
I think you rubbed his tail, and that's how it happened.
Oh, gee. So Galvatron.
Yeah, very nice.
Great piece.
Yeah, great one.
Yeah, and the vendor for this had, oh my God, he had about 80 or 90 battle beasts that were complete. And I
saw that vendor,
almost bit. And then I thought, this is madness. This is a whole new.
They were anywhere between $30 to $100 each.
Per battle beast.
Per one, yeah.
Triangle battle beasts.
Yeah.
I had boxes of them.
Yeah. With their weapons.
With their weapons. And the rub. But I'm like, no.
Oh, and the rub is important.
But they're in part of the Transformers universe. In Japan, Series 3, we never got Series 3, but in Series 3 of the Transformers cartoon, the battle beasts were in it. They're a planet in the Cybertron universe. So they cross-pollinated. And then when Hasbro got the line molds to do battle beasts, they did them as their own thing. But in Japan, they were part of the Transformers line, or the Diaclone line. What else you got?
I got... There was like a Japanese toy booth.
Oh, I saw. These are amazing.
That was next to all the other Transformer stuff. And these just really stood out. They were just so cool. These are our larva versions of kaijus. This is actually Mothra before she changes into Mothra. And I watched I got through about half of the movie last night watching it. And
Godzilla vs. Mothra?
I sent Godzilla vs. Mothra in 1992. This is what these are from. And this guy here is Batra.
Oh, that's cool.
This is the larva version of Batra. And he's like fighting Godzilla, and then eventually turns into
Batra?
Into the real Batra. And it's like looks like a crazy butterfly, but like a bat dragon kind of butterfly, really evil. And then Mothra turns into the beautiful Mothra, and they're both like fighting Godzilla.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a really cool movie, and these are really beautiful. Yeah.
I was gonna watch it last night when you sent it to me, but I was.
I sent you a picture of the giant egg,
and I sent you Happy Easter, and then passed out. Yeah. I think that was the last communication.
The egg was huge. It's like this
gigantic egg,
and it's like polka dots and like white polka dots with like blue and yellow stripes.
Yeah, it looks
just
like
someone
just
took a spray can and just kind of sprayed this.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
All right, so I got something really super amazing, and we were leaving the toy show, and you saw this with me, and I debated it, and I'm so glad I bet.
It was just as we were leaving.
I'm so glad I bet, and I got it for a steal. In the box, robotic radio, Soundwave knockoff.
Soundwave, right.
And it's not even a knockoff, it's just a completely new robot.
You were talking to the vendor about how it's a knockoff of a knockoff.
So Soundwave's a knockoff of a Radio Shack robot, and Hasbro bought the rights to make that robot.
Oh,
So
okay, I get it.
Soundwave is a knockoff.
Right.
And so this is sort of a knockoff of Soundwave, who's a knockoff. But the best thing about this version, it actually works. It doesn't play tapes, but it's sort of a radio.
He sounds demonic. I love this axe. This axe is beautiful.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's AM radio.
It's AM radio.
I mean, there's no.
But in the
antenna?
80s, AM radio was the thing, right? AM radio played the hits. And you can transform them, and I love the way you transform the head.
The handle's amazing.
The handle becomes the head of the robot. I still don't have it right.
Yeah, that's
Look at that, and you can transform them.
It's an easy thing to transform.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. There's a scary part when you do that. You're kind of afraid that it's gonna break because it's sort of tight. He has his little feet and his arms and his giant axe.
Yeah, let's put the axe in there somewhere. Oops.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, this axe is my favorite part.
He has so much more playability too. Soundwave's just kind of clumsy and he falls over and his head always flips back into the hole. And
oh yeah,
this guy's like 40% bigger and like look at that. Like he could fight these guys.
he's cool. Yeah.
Mothra Disu!
So wonderful Mothra sound they're making.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I got him and the original
box too,
retail. Yeah, cool box art.
I love that this gives you instructions on how to transform it on the front.
You know, I actually needed them because I couldn't figure out the battery compartment.
Oh.
I thought it just opened here, and I was trying to figure it, and it's not. His head just kind of pops right off like one giant piece.
I wouldn't have seen that. Yeah.
No, it's just a weird sliding mechanism.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But we had to go on YouTube and find it because there was nothing here that told you how to do that. Just shows you it, and then we were lost. But he originally sold for, what does that say? I'm not wearing my glasses. $24.99.
$24.99. It was expensive.
$25 in 1984 was like a day's pay, man.
That's an expensive radio.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know, for what it was playing. But retail sale, $19.99. And I paid double that. So I actually comparatively paid less for it than its market value then.
Yeah. The market value now, yeah.
Yeah, poor robotic radio. No one wanted him.
He's beautiful.
But he's come home with me. He's my new baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What else you get? That's
so
all I got.
That's it for the Transformers.
I think it was one of the lower spending toy shows that I've gone to in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I think I didn't even crack $100.
No, neither did I.
Yeah. Usually I'm like, you know, taking out a second mortgage on a home I don't know.
So I did a trade with my friend Chris Stone.
Yeah.
Toys, tapes, and trash. And
Toys, tapes, and trash on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah. And we did a trade right before the big Cactus's big backyard trading thing. So it's like a couple days before.
Oh, I see.
So I'm going to show. I got 3 toys from him. This is one of them.
No, an AHI ape.
Yeah, this is Action Ape Man.
Oh man,
this is like their knockoff version of
Planet of the Apes. Man, I want those so bad.
Cool,
They're so cool, man.
He's missing his. Normally he has like a
he has a tunic, right? Like a camouflage tunic, and he has a rifle.
Well, I think it's more like a jacket with buttons and stuff. He's missing his rifle as well. I don't think I found any with a rifle.
Amazing.
It's pretty cool. AHI, 1974. And they were all sort of made to be sort of like army type guys,
shirtless and just ready to go to war.
I love that his body has like no connection to his face. Like it's just. Like,
oh, I see.
Yeah.
They're just.
It's just like a
smacking toys
generic.
together.
Well, they did do some paint work to try
on
and
the
make
hands.
Yeah, because his hands would have been popping out of their shirt, right?
Oh, they're gonna cut every corner they can.
Yeah,
that was probably even $1.50 when it came out.
Oh yeah, it's a very.
Oh, I want those so bad. I want to build an army of those guys to go with
very
my
thin,
apes.
hollow body.
Very cool.
All right.
What else did you get?
I got another AHI toy.
Yeah. Okay, I have to go home now. No, I'm not looking at it. I've wanted that for 30 years. Oh
Look at
my
that.
God, it's the AHI mummy, dude.
Yes.
Do you know what those are going for now online?
$200 online, yeah.
Can't thank you enough for gifting me this present today, LabMonkey. You are such a nice guy. This is the best mummy figure that was ever made. It kills the Mego mummy.
It does. And I love the fact that he's got
blood on him.
I love the blood, yeah.
And then he has hands that are not rotted or mummified.
Yeah, and feet. And I love the fact that one goes across, sort of suggesting that it's like an arm and a cask.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of like that.
I never thought of that.
Mm.
Oh, my God. I remember those when they were available on the shelf.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely. Kmart, Kresge's.
Oh, they were in all those places.
Yeah, and I never bought them because it was I was a little bit too young to have those.
Right.
But my mom's brother Tom had a couple of them, and he had
Tom's
back again on the channel.
Tom's in the episode again.
Well, Tom was 7 years older than me, so he had stuff like, cowboys and what do you call them? Mego Best of the West, and he had like not Action Force, Big Jim, that kind of stuff. So he had this kind of thing.
Big Jim were taller, yeah.
Yeah, but he had more of the articulated doll, where I had the action figure. And I did have some Megos. I had Fonzie and Superman and a few. But by the time that I got old enough to know what I wanted, it was Star Wars.
Right.
And Mego was a thing of the past.
Right. So that window sort of disappeared, yeah. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I'm very angry.
And I got one more from Chris. I have to put on special glasses. I have to put on special glasses for this one. My red fish glasses.
Okay.
There we go.
How many pairs of glasses do you have?
Many.
Like, what's many? 50? 200?
Depends on how many episodes we do. Look at this.
Oh, no! Pirates of the Galaxies?
Yes.
Oh, my God. Dude, that is rare. I'm blown away. Yeah. That is a toy surprise. That is a A-list figure. My gosh.
He's missing his pirate gun.
Yeah, what does it matter?
Gun. He also had a black sort of like chunk of cloth. Kind of like with, it was all kind of cut up.
Yeah.
Just kind of like he'd come off a shipwreck and just struggled to the beach or something. And he was wearing this sort of like chunk of black.
I'm blown
plastic.
away. I've never even touched one. May I?
Sure, yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Look at his
dude.
eyes. Dude. He's got great eyes.
Dude, this is
He's got a little hit of gray spray paint on the top of his
look at
head.
that little detail. I need
little hits of black
at the waist. You know, I have seen these. I saw these in Colorado and Denver at an amazing toy shop. They were behind glass. There was no way I was paying what they were asking.
Yeah, they're expensive.
And they were carded. So it was in the $1,000 range US, and I was just kind of like, oh my God, I gotta go over there to the cheap, cheap stuff.
So 6 figures in the line.
Yeah, very
Pirates
cool,
of the
love them.
Galaxies.
He's really cool.
We'll put up a picture of the 6 or the card back or something. Yeah. There's do you know all the different ones?
I don't.
So this guy is stand him up. This guy is Crossbones, and then there's one that's even. I mean, this guy's cool, but there's another skeleton. He's exactly the same, but he's black.
That's right.
Like a black color. And then he has a gorgeous red cape and a big sort of cutlass.
Does he have a hat?
I don't think he has a hat. He has a shield, I think, as well. And then there's another guy called Tattoo. I think he's basically got like a tattoo.
Isn't there a guy that's a Cyclops?
There's a Cyclops, but his name is Pegleg.
That's right.
So he's a Pegleg guy mixed with a Cyclops. And then there's a guy called Patch. He's basically he looks like a Santa Claus with a patch on his arm.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a guy that's just called Cutlass.
That's right.
And there's one more in there.
Forgive my ignorance. Who made them?
Remco.
That's right.
These are all Remco.
That's right.
Who's the last one? Sorry, Ribs. I already mentioned it, but I forgot his name. The guy that's the black skeleton with a big red cape. His name is Ribs.
Ribs.
So there's
suitable name.
6 of them. Yeah.
Well,
1983 or something.
Probably.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
I'm actually blown away.
These are great, eh? The great toys from.
They're A-list, buddy. This is what you want. This is what we dream of. Well, anyway, guys, this is another episode of Toy Surprise. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button now. Tell your toy-loving friends, and be sure to share the channel. Comment on the channel. Let us know what you think, what you want to see.
Oh, we never said who we are.
We did at the beginning.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I'm Mysterion, and you're
LabMonkey number 9.
LabMonkey number 9. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.
Whoa! Wait a minute.